Hey everyone, this is Coach Matt Ellis from Primal Athlete Training Center here in Cranston, Rhode Island. A lot of people, and rightfully so, a lot of people think when they see Primal Athlete Training Center that we're just a small, kind of hardcore training studio for Rhode Island's top strength athletes, football players, track and field throwers, wrestlers. And while that's correct, and while that is a big part of what we do, another thing that we do here is private throws coaching and personal throws coaching for some of the top athletes here in the state. Right now we have a few of the top shot putters and a few of the top weight throwers in the state working here with us, getting some extra help on the weekends, getting some extra technique and training, both with their throws, with their technique, and also here in the weight room, making sure that they're training properly to peak at the right times during the year. So keeping that in mind, we're doing something really special in accompanying with the Rhode Island Interscholastic League and the Rhode Island Track and Field Foundation this year. And that is 2 free shot put clinics that are going to be happening at the new indoor track up at Central High School. These shot put clinics are going to be happening February 6th and February 13th. And they're going to go from 1 o'clock to 2:30 in the afternoon both days. Okay, you're going to be coached by me. You're going to have the opportunity to practice indoors, which is huge this time of year with all the snow on the ground. You're going to have the opportunity to use the circles that you're going to be using during your championship meets, freshman, state championship, junior varsity, and varsity state championship. Not only that, but you're going to have the chance to get an extra day of practice on a Sunday, okay, sort of as a tune-up to get you ready for those big meets at the end of the season. Now, leading up to that, okay, what we're going to ask you guys to do is to subscribe right up top here. Subscribe takes a couple seconds, so that every couple days you're going to be getting a new video in your inbox from me outlining a common fault that I see with a lot of throwers here in the state. Could be about the weight throw, could be about shot put, discus, hammer, could be about kind of transfer from each one of those, and you can use it in each one of your throwing events. But common faults and the proper corrections to make in your throwing events. We're going to have it every couple days. You'll be getting a new video like this. We hope to have you guys sign up. We hope to have you guys come checking back in, and we especially hope to see you February 6th and February 13th at the new indoor track next to Central High School. Totally free clinic. Opportunity to get in and get some great throws and some great technique work with one of the better coaches here in the state. Today what we're going to be talking about is a real common occurrence and a common problem that I see with shot put and discus throwers, and that is where the back foot, the foot that's up against the toe board, or the foot that's up right near the front of the circle, how that foot is positioned and where that foot is positioned, and how, if you just make one little adjustment, you will be able to get much more torque and much more push on the ball to get your throws out there and increase your PR by a few inches. One simple little technique work that not a lot of people know about. So it's a little inside secret coming from me right to you guys. Make sure, subscribe, hit that little button up top. Okay, subscribe to this channel, and you'll be getting a new tip and a new trick like this that you can practice every day in your inbox. We hope to see you guys at that clinic. I'm going to adjust the camera real quick, shoot it down at my feet, and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, now we're going to explain a little bit what I mean about the position of the back foot, the position of the back leg when you get into your power position for the shot put and for the discus. Let me show you what I mean. Most coaches and most athletes have a pretty good understanding of what it means to get in a power position. You've got your power leg, so for me as a right-handed thrower, it's going to be my right leg. Right leg's going to be bent, and my weight is going to be back over that right leg. Okay? A great way to check this out, another extra little tip for you guys, is go to your track coach and get a stopwatch. Okay? Put the stopwatch around your neck. Now, when you stand there, you can see that your center of gravity is right in the middle of your body, right down your spine, right down your chest, the middle of your stomach. Okay? That's your center of gravity. When you get in a power position, you start to see that your center of gravity shifts over the power leg, over this back leg. And that's important because to get a real big throw, you need to shift your weight from behind your power leg all the way over the front of the toe board, all the way over the front of the circle. Okay? Now, in order to get your weight as far back as possible, this is where that little tip comes in about the back foot. Check this out. Get down in a power position. Most people, both of their feet, okay, both feet are going to be facing out around 3 o'clock. Right now, both feet are going to be facing the camera. As you turn and your weight starts to come over your back leg, unless you're Gumby, unless you're the most flexible person on earth, you're never going to be able to get all the way back. Okay? You can get your weight over the foot perfectly fine. But as you can see, my shoulders are still open. I'm still facing, my head and my nose are facing that 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock position, and they're not all the way back. All you have to do is turn this back foot and get up on your toe. Let me show you what I mean. Watch what happens to my shoulders. Watch what happens to the center of gravity. And watch what happens to that shot put as I turn the back foot. Power position, okay, weight is as far over that leg as it can go. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the foot, and as we turn the foot, our shoulders turn all the way to the back of the circle, the head is all the way to the back of the circle, and the hips are closed all the way. Okay? Now what that means is we've added about an extra 1.5 feet onto the amount of time we're pushing that ball. So let me show you. Regular position, okay? Power position with both feet flat on the ground, facing you guys. We're going to start from here, and we're going to push. By getting up on that back foot, power position, now we're up on the back foot. Okay? Now instead of pushing from here and going, now we're going to go all the way from back here. So as we turn the feet, now we have all this weight behind us. Pushing, 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 boom! Big throw. Weight is going all the way from the back, all the way over the toe board. So we're seeing a huge shift in weight. Okay? We're seeing all your center of gravity go from all the way back here, all the way out the front of that circle. That's going to add inches onto your throw instantly. Okay? Now, you can really exaggerate, you can really see this with the discus. Let me show you what I mean. Discus and shot have the same power position. Okay, it's a little bit bigger of a circle, your feet are a little bit wider, but everything else is exactly the same. Okay? In discus, if both of our feet were flat on the ground and we were in that power position, because I'm not Gumby, none of us are the most flexible human being in the world. When that discus is back, the discus can only really face about that 2 o'clock position, which means when we throw starting here. By getting up on that back foot, now look what happens to the discus. Now the discus is all the way back around 4 o'clock. Okay, now our hips are squared all the way back, and now, shoulders are squared all the way back, and the hips are totally closed. Now, instead of throwing from here, now we throw from all the way back here. All that extra distance, all that extra torque, and all that extra speed onto that discus as we let it go. Okay? That one little tip is something that you guys can do at practice tomorrow to add inches onto your throw at your next track meet. Okay? If you guys have any questions down below, please drop a comment into our comment box. If you guys have a really good question, if it's something that really pertains to the shot put and to a real common problem that athletes around the state are having, we're going to answer that for our next video. So make sure to drop a comment down below. We'll get to them at our next video. And this is exactly what you guys can expect to see February 6th and February 13th at the new indoor track up at Central High School. Clinic is 100% totally free and open to all Rhode Island Interscholastic League athletes and their coaches. We hope to see you guys there. Hey everybody, it's Coach Matt again over here at Primal Athlete Training Center in Cranston. Coming to you today with our second video on common faults and corrections and little tips and tricks on how to fix parts of your shot put, discus, hammer, weight, javelin throw. A couple times a week we're going to be putting these videos out there. Alright, so make sure if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to this channel. You get an email in your inbox a couple times a week with a new video, something you can take out to practice with you tomorrow and instantly improve your throws. Now before we get into it today, we want to make sure to keep reminding you guys, Sunday, February 6th and Sunday, February 13th, from 1 o'clock to 2:30 in the afternoon, we're going to be hosting a free shot put clinic, which is going to be happening at the new indoor track facility up next to Central High School. Now this is the same place where you guys are going to be having your freshman, your JV, and your varsity state championship. Same place that you guys are going to be having your class championship, your division championship. All the big meets are going to be held here. It's a chance for you guys to get used to the facility. It's a chance for you guys to get in the circles and actually practice with the circles you're going to use during those meets. And it's a chance to get in some extra coaching indoors during the winter time. Now it's Wednesday, it's going to snow out like crazy, it already started. We're here at the gym getting things done. Tip for you today has to deal with the angle that you release the shot put and the angle that you release your discus. And just like last time, it has to deal with your left side. Remember in last video that we talked about, when we got to that proper power position with the shot put, okay, both feet weren't facing 9 o'clock. This back foot is up on the toe. And when you get up on the toe, your shoulders go all the way to the back of the circle and your hips close up all the way. What we're doing today is, now that we're up on that toe, you notice what you see is that left leg is straight. My left leg's not bent. I'm not hunched over. I'm not coiled up like a snake ready to strike. Nice and lean, nice and long, and what you see is a straight line from my head, down to my shoulders, down my back, all the way down to my foot. And this is, believe it or not, is going to give us the proper angle of release to get the right loft and to get the right launch on the shot put and on the discus every time. Let me show you what I mean. We're in the proper power position, we're up on the toe, our shoulders are all the way back. From here, we work from the ground up. We turn the feet, the knee starts to turn, we extend that knee, we snap the hips, we pull through, and fire that shot put. Now notice what happened. The left leg stayed completely straight. Okay, keep it as straight as you can. No one's going to be able to keep it perfectly straight when you come out of that glide, or when you come out of that spin in the discus. But watch this. Keep that leg as straight as possible. And as your feet turn, what happens? That straight leg and this bent leg are telling you the exact angle to push that ball. So we're not falling forward and pushing over our head. What we're doing is using our legs to turn the feet, and this proper angle, still a straight line from the foot all the way up to the head, that's the proper angle that we're going to be pushing at. Okay? The mistake I see with a lot of athletes here in this state is when you come out of your glide and you land in the power position, a lot of times I see this left leg bent, this back leg is bent. And what that will do is, as the athlete turns, they open up their legs, and when they go to throw, they either throw a line drive, okay? They try to put it over their head using their shoulder, or what I see a lot of times, the athlete will turn with a bent leg and jump straight up in the air and throw. Okay, what we want to do is keep this left leg nice and straight as we can. That way when we turn, we're automatically putting our body at the proper angle to push that ball, to release that ball. Hopefully you guys can see that on the video. Now discus, it's the same exact thing. You're in the power position, your hips are closed all the way, discus is all the way back, and what we're going to see is, as the feet turn, if you keep that left leg nice and straight, what's going to happen? The hips are going to come all the way around, discus is going to go nice and straight, and you're already giving it that proper angle to throw that discus. Now why is this so important? Well, number one, as we already said, it gives you the right angle to throw. But number two, we're pushing, because our body's in the right position, and we're not throwing over our head or from behind our ears, what's happening is, now we're able to use the big muscles of the body to push. We're able to use our legs, our hips, our butt, our chest, and our back. If we didn't, if we had that bent leg and tried to release it, we'd be using our calves and our shoulders, two smaller muscle groups, to push that ball or to throw that discus. By keeping that proper angle, now we're using all the big strong muscles, legs, hips, butt, back, and chest, to push the ball and throw that disc. Okay guys, if there's any questions, all my information will be right down below. Remember, February 6th and February 13th, you get an hour and a half each day of faults and corrections and tips just like this, using the same circle you're going to use during your championship meets at the end of the year, indoors, so you get out of this weather, and it's on a Sunday, so it doesn't interfere with your regular practices or meets, and you get that extra day of practice during the week. We hope to see you there. Hey everybody, it's Coach Matt over here at Primal Athlete Training Center, coming to you with our third video in our throwing series, having to deal with common faults and corrections with the throwing events in the sport of track and field. Now before we get into today's video, we want to remind you guys about our free Shotput clinics that are happening February 6th and February 13th up at the new indoor track at Central High School in Providence. These are 100% completely free. They go on both Sundays from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. Alright, we hope to see you all there. It's a fantastic opportunity to get indoors out of this really bad New England weather we have going on right now. It's a great opportunity for you guys to actually use the circle and use the equipment that you're going to be using during all the big championship meets at the end of the year. And because it's on a Sunday, it doesn't interfere with anyone's meets, and it doesn't interfere with anyone's practice schedules that their coach has for them during the week. It's an extra day for you guys to come up, get in some work, and get some good coaching from a great throws coach. Now, today's video has to deal with a very common fault that I see with a lot of throwers. Okay? And that fault has to deal with the shot put and the discus going down the right sector line and having a sector fall. Basically, the shot put and the discus going way off to the right and falling outside of that right sector line. Now that's the issue. The reason for that is because the hips and the shoulders never come all the way around so that the shot and the discus can follow through right down the middle of that throwing sector. And just like in video 1 and just like in video 2, the reason why has to deal with the feet. In the first video we showed you how by getting up on that back toe, you're able to get your hips and you're able to get your shoulders all the way around to the back of the circle. Well, just like your feet allow your shoulders to come all the way to the back of the circle, your feet also allow your hips and shoulders to go all the way out the front of the circle. The way that we correct that fall has to do with the feet turning forward before anything else in our body. Okay? When we come out of that proper power position, we work from the ground up. Let me show you what I mean by that. You're in the proper power position. Okay, you're up on the back toe. Left leg is as straight as it can be. All your weight is over that power leg. For right-handed throwers, that's your right leg. Your hips are all the way back. Your shoulders are all the way back. And you can check that by just picking up this left leg. All my weight's on the right side. Now, to come out of that power position, the first thing we do is we turn our feet. We turn our feet all the way around. As we turn our feet, the knee comes in. We then extend the knee and we squeeze our glutes. We squeeze our butt. As we squeeze the butt, the hips pop up. As the hips pop up, our shoulders are pointing right down the middle of that throwing sector. We pull in with the left side and have a big finish with the right side, right down the middle. Now, the reason why a lot of the throws go down the right sector line is because the feet aren't turning. Let me show you what I mean. You can be in the absolute textbook, picture-perfect power position, all the weight on the right side, up on that left toe, left leg straight. Everything is perfect. But if you don't turn these feet, watch what happens to my hips and my shoulders. If you don't turn the feet and you just explode with the knee, and then you explode with the hip, look where my hips and look where my shoulders are going to be pointing. Down the right sector line. And because the hips are pointing down the right sector line, the shoulders are pointing down the right sector line, where do you think the shot and where do you think the discus is going to go? Right down the sector line. So how we correct that is by turning the feet. We work from the ground up. We hit every major joint from the ground up. We turn the feet. We extend the knee. We snap the hips. And we push with the right side. Feet, knee, hip, shoulders, push. We work from the ground up. Now I'm going to show you guys a real neat trick that you can do at home and at practice to really work on this and emphasize turning those feet. All you need is an empty water bottle and the cap. Here we go. We have empty water bottle and the cap. All we're going to do, we're going to put the cap on the ground near our blocking leg. For me, right-handed throwers into the left leg. We're going to put the bottle near the power leg. We're going to put our toe up against the bottle and the other toe right over, right in front of the cap. And all we're going to do is we're going to kick the bottle and squish the cap. Okay, so we're going to turn our feet. We're going to kick the bottle and squish the cap. Let me show you again. Kick the bottle, squish the cap. Keep all the weight back. Kick the bottle, squish the cap. Now, as you speed it up, you're going to be able to kick that bottle really far. What you're going to notice is, as you kick the bottle, the knee automatically wants to extend. The hips automatically want to come forward, and your shoulders automatically want to get squared and point right down the sector. Something you guys can try at home. It's going to correct that issue that you might be having with the shot and with the discus going down that right sector line. If you guys like these tips, please keep checking back in. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And more than anything, we want to see you February 6th and February 13th at the new indoor track up in Providence next to Central High School, 1 o'clock to 2:30. That's 3 hours total between the 2 days. 100% free throws coaching in the place that you're going to have all your championship meets. You couldn't ask for anything more than that, and it's 100% free. If you guys want any type of training, if you guys want any type of coaching, you can inquire about that on my website, which is www.primalatc.com, primalathletetrainingcenter.com. We hope to see you guys there, and I hope to hear from you soon.